rest of their day yesterday, stayed, with that short side of the market as the market came down. And, today's one of those days where you're just glad that you're a day trader, right? So let's go ahead over the monthly chart. Trying to erase all of our downtrends from yesterday. So we'll start on the monthly. It's only 9:12, plenty of time. We can see on the monthly chart, there's a little, intra-month trend coming off of this low. So we're kind of watching that, and I marked that in green. We're still maintaining this downtrend, but we're pressing right against it, getting close back to that 39.22 level, which was our target last week. We got just a little bit above it before that sell-off, came back down about 50% of the previous month's range, and then came back up. So now we get back to that spot where we see, is there a longer term seller still sitting at this spot? It's a very, risky spot coming up here. And it's like one of those spots where if you're long, it's going to be volatile, but there's opportunity up here to really kind of push up to this main trend that's been holding since the beginning of the year. Jump over to the weekly. Coming up to the top of that balance, that's at 39.22 level. You also have the 20 SMA on the weekly chart, basically at 39.09, and price right now 38.83 here. So getting close to that, we'll kind of see, but mainly just if we do break that level, balance rules are in play. So the first thing we want to monitor for is continuation. If we don't get continuation, then we will monitor for a fade back to the middle of balance, right? That's the first target. Well, the top balance and the middle of balance. Jumping on the daily, right? We had kind of that pullback to trend day yesterday, and then so far today, we've just been basically rallying up. Going to be opening up on a gap higher. We do have that 100 SMA right at that 39.09. So there's two SMAs there, like on two different length of charts, which basically means that two different time frame traders, longer time frame traders, right? Someone who's trading a weekly chart versus someone who's trading a daily chart are going to be meeting up at the same spot. That 39.09 should act as a pretty decent reaction spot, right? If we don't see a lot of selling there, then there's good odds that we do get to that 39.22. If we do see a lot of selling there, even if we do continue up to that 39.22, we've got to be really cautious that it's just, they're just letting all the buyers just eventually run out and get overextended before hammering it down. Let's jump over to the profile from yesterday. Got to go way down here. But basically we can see with yesterday's, leave it like this. With yesterday's price action, right? We got that first look. B pressed the high. Nothing really got going. C put in the excess. E tested up, couldn't get anything going, couldn't establish above that 38.15. Remember, that's that key level for us. We really, needed to see the market. The market actually did pull basically right back into that 6.8 level. Market's just trying to go up right now, so it's kind of like messing with the screen, but pulled right back into our 6.8 level and set up the 38.06, 38.08 level. And then just basically kind of leaked out all day. It wasn't the prettiest sell-off. It wasn't the easiest trading. It was very choppy and really kind of like untrustworthy of a downside yesterday. And overnight, right, you see the settle 37.55, so really just kind of close on the low. End of the day on a spike. Spike rules are in play. We're pretty far away from the spike, so I didn't even mark it. overnight inventory, here it is, right? 100% net long. See this very wide point of control, 23 TPOs wide. Market just skies up off of the CPI because, basically what Powell was saying. Um, I mean, basically, and this is just like purely speculative because I'm not an economist and I really don't truly understand how the core CPI even actually works. But basically, what he was saying was the closer they get the Fed funds rate to this number, the less they start to worry, right? Morning, Zoe. Morning, Tommy. Morning, Roach. Morning, Lecker. And so with this big drop, I mean, eight to 7.7, when you've got pretty much everybody expecting bad news, it gets good news, right? Especially because the market went down yesterday all day. So everyone that people see in the news, they're seeing, oh, dang, the market was terrible yesterday and CPI is coming out tomorrow. It's going to be bad. But the Fed funds rate is actually closer to this number, right? Because this number went down. So it'll be interesting, really. We've got Fed Harkers on right now. And then we have Mester at 12:30, and then George at 13:30, and then Williams after hours at 18:35. So that's kind of what will set the tone. So initially we have the people long, right? So overnight inventory 100% long, and that's kind of the reactionary people. They're like, oh, you know, big miss, right? It's a miss, but it's not the biggest miss I've ever seen. That's for sure. Um, but it is closer to the Fed funds rate. Morning, Dad. So that's kind of what the market is kind of hanging its hat on so far today. So it'll be extremely important, in my opinion, what the market does on the open. The market should just open up and just continue to be strong. Buyers should be in there almost instantaneously, or else this thing definitely could fade hard. And we definitely do not want to get caught in that mess. Jumping over to the charts here, take a look at the dollar. Dollar's breaking trend here. This is this is kind of a risk on appetite for the market. We haven't really seen weakness in the dollar in in a good amount of time. So by them seeing the weakness in the dollar makes them a little bit easier going to put on some risk, basically. So buy equities. And if equities get bought up, then the market goes up. Euros, or the Australian dollar is trying to break out. Euro dollar is still looking like it wants to go. It's in like a long ass, um, like kind of down channel basically, and then it's kind of breaking out above that channel. If you were to, you guys know what a channel looks like, right? I mean, it's like pretty much making lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, right? Lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, higher high, with a higher low, right? That euro is a good one. Oil surprisingly coming back, below structure here. Maybe pulling back to support. It's tough to say. Doesn't look really strong. Bonds are actually looking pretty strong today, which is surprising because we're getting a bonds rally. That's due to the Fed. Equities rallies due to the Fed. So it's interesting what they're kind of trying to do here. Apple, jump the time frame in a little bit here. Apple's back above that 140 mark. We've talked about this 140. That's where we'd like to see Apple above to kind of convince us of really long positions, right? We um we've seen the market be strong with Apple above 140. Apple's the leader of the market. You know, why not show up to the fight with your boy by your side here? So Apple's strong. Don't really want to kind of fight that. Look at Amazon. Here, Pumperooski here, just skying up. Probably trying to target that 100, honestly, on a breakout of this level. Gonna be opening up on a gap. Gap rules. Looking good. AMD, same idea. Almost looks exactly the same. Pop off that zero gamma 60. This thing's just kind of skying. Those are going to be dangerous options on the open. For sure. Um, Google. Well, let's look at Disney actually, because Disney got smashed yesterday. Not too bad. Not too bad in the overnight, right? They're pulling right back to the 50, so that's like short covering basically. Look for Disney up to like 92. Google. Let's look at Google on a little bit bigger trend here. We've talked about this before. We were up here saying Google needs to break out above this 105 level, right? Just didn't quite make it. Has kind of shit the bed here. And so now we really need to see Google back up to this 92 level at least to help the market out. Meta, back in for Meta. Meta's still looking fairly strong off of these lows. I mean, still in the long scheme doesn't really look good at all, but right now it does look strong. Microsoft, you know, been kind of middle of the pack, just kind of doing its thing. Open up on a gap higher today. Netflix finally getting some love, breaking a little bit of a downtrend. We can see we had this downtrend drawn. Still needs to get 330. It was just near this 330 like not long ago. So this fucking rally is just classic. Oh man. Nvidia looks the same, right? Breaking a little bit of a downtrend. We kind of broke above it, held it as support, popped up to it, got below it, back above it here. That's a weak look there from sellers, but in a bigger picture for Nvidia. So I'd say Nvidia probably goes up to 148 today. If yeah, this probably goes right to here. That might be a decent trade on the pullback because Nvidia hasn't been getting the love lately. It's a better company. Tesla, right? It's popping a little bit, still kind of making lower highs. Really, to convince you of anything, you want to see Tesla over 200. Could be all part of Elon's plan. He wants to sell off Tesla so you can buy more of it. TNX is dropping back below 40, right? We like it below 40. Makes a little bit of strength for the market, right? We like it lower than that even, but take what we can get. VIX big drop today, 23. Bunch of people getting liquidated on some puts there, or liquidating puts on there, trying to catch the mad dash on the volatility crash. Damn, fucking rhymed on accident. All right, here we go. All right, got 4 minutes. Yep, like 4 minutes to decide what the plan is today. Finalize your plan. We pretty much we know the way here is this is a very large gap that we're going to be opening up on. So definitely going to be thinking about some gap rules. If you're a newer trader, today might be a tough go for you. So you might want to, take it easy here early, especially let the market kind of settle, let the dust settle, let the let the measurers figure out what they're figuring out, and then then get after it. Don't get caught in a pissing contest.
So in gap rules, it pretty much means it's going to come down. If it doesn't cover the gap, it's going to keep going up. But chances are it's going to cover the gap, right?
On a big gap like this, right? Yeah, sometimes big gaps. And remember, gaps are a form of excess. So gap could mean this. What this could mean is it could mean what's happening is correct, like what we're thinking is correct, right? That people saw the report and they're rushing to this, but this could be a bigger buyer also, and so that could mean he's a strong player and he's just scooping up all the positions he can for right now in case the market doesn't come back down. But he's such a big buyer, he could still absorb even on a pullback. So that's how, but if the gap holds, right? That's what we'll know if that gap holds. Because remember, we've had like a couple months ago, we had two rather large gaps. Trying to remember the month. We'll have to look at the daily chart for sure. I guess these numbers really don't. Sorry, I just wanted to get these on there. Knock knock. Yeah, 75 and 50. Yeah, pretty much. That's where a lot of volume came in. Both those levels. Real mechanical. Like he's just like averaging and he's like, oh, we're up another 1/4%. Let me get some more. Oh, up another 1/4%. Let me get some more. Rest should open
It's
up really
interesting.
green.
Both Apple and AMD are giving put counts. I'm thinking that because they're over, I mean, Apple is up 4.66 and AMD is 7% up. So somebody is shorting the hell out of that thing.
Or maybe they're selling puts. Doesn't measure that. Or those are buying puts.
These are just orders, so it could be either way, either or. I guess we'll see what happens once it gets into a trade.
A lot of orders on that 3,900. Bids are stepping up. Ooh, this thing wants to just go.
A lot of bells going off.
Yeah, a lot of noise on my very tight open here. Very kind of decisioning timing, but really dangerous spot. Back to the open there, almost.
It should get in a call in the next candle.
Short-term selling here. Little correction of the overnight inventory, which is 100% net long. Look at the breadth. It's dropped a little percentage here, but remember, without a tick of 0, at least, it's tough to give it. We are having a lot of sectors red here, though.
Bot got into a call. Maybe the wrong way, but that's what I gonna do. Guess we'll find out. Hello?
Nice little pop right there, huh?
I am. I'm upstairs. Sure, I can be down. Sorry about that. I thought I had a mute. I'll be back.
So volume comes down, little backing and filling there. All of our sectors are pretty much red except financials green and tech green. So it's kind of a 50-50 shot here. We had big areas that 75, like I was saying, and then that 50 as well. But that's, those are pretty decent ways away. Remember, watch the tick here, right? If this selling is real, they should get this tick back below 0. We had about a 13 on the open. You could see Nasdaq kind of the big driver here. Pretty much all the Nasdaq stocks going up. Nasdaq's still not looking super strong right here though. It is pulling back into a support low. Let's see if they break it down to 75 here. You can see where all that volume came in before. I think resting below it, or if this thing establishes below this 75, that's going to start to look ugly. You're still getting this overnight inventory correction here. Maybe a pullback. Where's that 50? 38.74. A little bit of short covering there off the low, off the 81 here. They don't want to see this thing get back above 92. That's no good for sellers. I mean, I know that's pretty far away, right? About 10 handles up, but the market's pretty volatile right now. And if they lose that 92, it's going to get ugly for the sellers again. A little bit of a balance on the way down, but nothing significant yet. Just short covering here. So you kind of see your targets, right? Sellers want to push this thing below this 82. Buyers want to push this thing above the 92. So that's kind of where your tug of war's at, right? And your win, basically. Like, you pull a knot past this level, then you win. Buyers want to win. Resistance right at the same spot, basically. They're selling right off the half back. So they're holding this 90 level now. No, they're right back down. See, the tug of war continues. They didn't get that 92, and then now they want the 82. This is a bouncy market today. This kind of volatility lets you know they're players in the market today. This is an easy market to get trapped in for sure. If you don't manage risk correctly. I hate that TD doesn't like remember the zoom that you're on some screens. Like zoom in. So they get past that 82. I'm close to that 75 now. That breath's still looking strong. It's still not looking that weak. Yeah, some huge 1 minute candles. Yeah, no lie. A little balance right here from like about 80 to 76. Nasdaq's looking like it wants to pop here. Tick is popping back up here above 1,000 level. Crazy because we're not at a high. That might be a little bit of exhaustion look here. Sometime to be careful. Decan's trying to get out. Yeah. Big flush right back off the that same level pretty much. What was that? 6? Selling again here. I'll test that 75. There it is. A little smack of 75 like, hey, what's up? Is this thing a trampoline? Or is this a cliff to jump off of? Below the 50 now. Weighted AD's looking red.
I had to close out the bot. The first buy didn't trigger. It didn't have enough because it was moving so fast. It just didn't actually hit.
Oh, for the
So I'll have to,
spread?
yeah. So it just, I mean, I put 2 cents difference in there, but evidently that just wasn't enough.
Yeah, the
It was moving
volatility.
too fast.
Yeah.
So it didn't actually hit the first buy. It did hit the second buy and it was actually up a little bit, but I ended up just closing it out low. So I'll deal with it.
Might be a good
Just take the
idea.
loss.
Here we go. Watch this 80 level. This 80 level is going to be a flip level. That means these sellers are going to flip the buyers, and if they just turn around and start buying the market instead of selling it, then this thing should give a nice little pop-up around that 90 level, right where we were watching. Yeah, just below 90. Oh, sellers may be moving back down. So here we go. This is going to be kind of like the first break of a downtrend here. See, 80 levels the flip level. We can establish above 80, we can catch it early. Come on, do some bids. I think it's trying to play with our emotions. Some shorter time frame selling, right? Not very strong. They're just selling it mechanically right off today's half back. We just need to pop this 85. Come on. You can do it. Number 90. What do we say? Well, 90 on top where there was some selling, but 93 is that weak spot. That's where we see some real give up from yeah, 90 halfback. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was a weak spot, but they just remember selling it. The creatures of habit. Back down to the 85. So we should see 85 act as support here. If not, be time to bid. And we want to just pop the 90 here and then get that 93 quarter, whatever that weak spot is. Bid steps up. Get the 90 and hold. Oh, Okay, let's go. Oh, James, you're up. I didn't even. It looks. I don't know. I gotta watch it. I'm gonna watch it all. I don't know. Hmm. You guys remember a while back when I said to sell the CAD JPY? It just hit. Let's see.
What'd you say?
Like a while back, we talked about selling the Canadian dollar versus the yen on one of the streams. Well, I had a play on it, and today it hit the take profit because I just got an alert that said that it hit.
Good job.
Yeah. Yeah. So they're trying to establish this above 90 here, and that's the key. I'd like to just jump this spot, this weak spot. So if we can keep this weak spot weak and then just pop the top, we should get all the weak shorts that were in here to cover. Because someone might be selling, and if they backfill this area and then we go up, that makes me more suspicious. I'd like to see just like a run, like a stop run. Not this backing and filling of what we're getting here. This makes me want to take profit. Go back above the open here. Left it a little bit weak. There's some selling there, but couldn't stay. Maybe maybe they had to build it in. The buyers had to build it in a little bit. They can't get too far up without a strong leg. Just be short-term selling. That's it. Like that's like short-term profit take. We're not moving any down ticks. Like we're kind of stopping on the way up, but we're not making any down ticks here. So I'll just keep buying. Like I want to see buying. Not fucking profit take. Look at the tick is just like pinned up here. This is weird looking. Look at that weak spot up here. It's not a good look for buyers. If they can't get back up there, just fucking hit the flat. Get back in lower. Okay, okay. Selling it. Ooh, some sellers. $50. The 39.50. 30.90.50. Like some buyers got trapped by some sellers up there. Sneaky. Nice backing and filling right here, though, right below the open, and keep popping the open. Strong market likes to stay above its open here, so. Oof. Even that selling doesn't even look like selling. It looks like, sellers getting out. Looks like a fucking panic. 'Cause
Bot
it
was still
looks
in it,
like
would have just gotten out. Just FYI.
out of its call.
Yep. It actually would have done well. I should have let it play. It actually did back tick to get to the point where that first buy would have triggered, but I just didn't trust it. And that's an anomaly. That's a thing I have to fix. So I didn't trust it. But yeah, it would have just sold.
What's that fucking that Fast and the Furious? Too soon, Junior. Hopefully that's what's happening right here. We're just seeing buyers step up and just buy around this area and then just back and fill and then take the top. If not, this
Is
thing's
that
probably...
fast?
Yeah, that was Fast and the Furious. Yeah, I was making a joke.
13 or 14.
No, that was like number 1. I haven't seen 13 and 14. I didn't know
Yeah, I don't even know.
there's that many.
I don't know. I was just joking.
Uh, I've seen like number 1, number 2, maybe number 3, and then the Tokyo Drift one.
The Tokyo Drift was pretty good.
No, it's not bad. I don't really like it. I don't really like that cowboy actor. I mean, I don't have anything against him. I just don't really like. I've seen him in a couple movies, and he's just kind of the same character. Not that I would do any better, but
Well, you could say the same about Van Diesel.
That anytime you have a gap up higher and then it's a fade early and then you go back through the open, the moment you go back through the open, it's usually a buy for futures traders, right? I would do the same thing. If I was
You guys
day
hear
trading
this?
futures, I would buy.
Sounds like Peter's telling everyone on fucking Thinkorswim to buy. That who's on today?
There was a little bit of a fade, but buyers just right back in.
Remember what we said about the 39.10? Maybe we'll get a little bit of a fight here, but if we don't get a fight here, then we're probably just fucking just coming, up on a Thursday, on a Tuesday. Yeah, we've got a previous high at 39.07, then another one 39.28, then 39.14.75, and 13.24 quarter. And the moving average is at, it's basically a 39.09, and then on the weekly it's at, if it's changing at all. It's like 38.11. So building up the steam to just take out the highs here and go test that level. My chart acting strange, but is 2810 a week high on your chart? 2810. Yeah, the poor high. Yeah, poor high. Yeah, it is. Do we mark it? It's kind of taken out though. I don't really think it's an area. Could be though. The buying continues. Oh, just power through the 10. Don't even hesitate. Just yeah, it's not even there. Let's just short cover this thing all the way up. Come on. Don't even think about this number. The number. Come on. Come on. Well, we're still good actually. 3908. Let's just hold above 3908. We could even move our stops up to 3908 and actually be happy with this trade 100%. Good idea. I'd love to see 3922, right? Because just where the market wants to go. Nice. Right off that poor high, Lecker. Good call. Look at that. To the tick.
I couldn't find Poor High Liquor in your Spotify library. You can ask me to play a radio
What the
station
fuck are you even
or ask
talking
for your
about,
music
Siri,
on
you
a different
crazy
app.
bitch? My god. The fuck? Phone's just trying to like listen to your conversation all the time. Super annoying.
Siri's like, it's too early to have liquor.
She's like, yeah. Trying to judge me. They seem to be stepping in here.
That tick is just right at the same period.
Just pinned at the top. Just everyone. Anytime anyone sells anything, everyone's like, yeah, I'll have it. Fucking hoarding. You know, it's like a hurricane just happened in the market because a bunch of people are stupid. Dude, we
Are you in a trade?
identified this shit perfectly. Exactly like we talked about yesterday with this fucking. Remember we talked about this thing anywhere close to a 5 or below a 7? Close to a 5 would have been just astronomical. This thing would have been at fucking 4,000 already. But it was a 6.3. Not that the numbers matter, but just because of what Powell was saying. That's where I'm saying that we identified it correctly, is that Powell was telling us that the closer we get to this basically nominal rate, this made up fucking number to our Fed funds rate, the easier or the more likely it is for us to start slowing down. And that's when you want to buy. You want to buy on the slowdown, right? Long term, buy on the slowdown of this And then as it gets going forward, you'll find out, is this just another slowdown before moving lower, or is it just another slowdown before moving higher? And so I think that's kind of what we're seeing, is we're seeing longer term buying here on this, you know, aforementioned slowdown coming in. And that's, I mean, that's going to depend on the Fed market. But or the next Fed meeting in December, excuse me. And that's what they'll decide. Like if you know, Powell comes in and he's like, you know what, fuck it, I gotta raise another percent. This shit's not under control. You know, because we have a lot more economic data before that meeting, and then we have the minutes coming up eventually as well before the meeting. But if you know, if there's any type of close talk, because I don't think Powell's gonna try to offer any easy clues like he did before. Right, because, well, look at the tick. Tick's getting smacked here. 39.19.
I was gonna say, shouldn't we start getting some sellers up here? We're at the previous week high and the previous monthly high and all that.
Yeah, it's like a balance.
Potentially.
It's the high of balance, yeah. So people that are like shorter term traders, let me pull over the daily chart. The market's moving down, so just be careful here, guys. But if we're looking on the, well, we can even go on the weekly too, but on the weekly here, you can see, like, I mean, this is a balance high. So now that we've had gap rules in play, we want to go with any gaps that doesn't fill, but we're also at the top of balance. So the first thing that we need to monitor for is continuation. If we start to not see that continuation, we can expect, you know, when I'm looking at a bar chart, I just draw the 50, you know, the middle of the way, right? You could put the volume profiles on there, combine them, and then maybe it's off by a little, but we're not to be exact because we're not trading, you know, well, today we are, but today's a special day, but we're not really trading, you know, 50-point trades. So we're not really having to worry about being exact. We just know around there. And then when we get closer there, we'll look at the profiles, right? But really it's looking like it's right around that 3,800 level, even though it's kind of on the low side of this balance. But I want to include this wick. So just imagine if these were all one big square ending at this highest high and this lowest low, that would kind of be around the middle. And so if there is no continuation here, and continuation is kind of easy because we would get this break of trend and this kind of hold above balance and into this kind of free zone. And we really should, you know, we're revisiting the 39.10 now, really should just get kind of a flush of this short. So we should get a big move today if it's buying. If it's not, and we just get like this little kind of pop, then I'm not really going to trust it. And let's move to the daily here. It's still staying positive all day. We can see it here a little bit easier if we turn off the extended hours here. And we can look back for that one area and see how it acted before. The market's just kind of chilling right now. That's why we're taking a look at the dailies. Oh, we gapped up here. We're gapping up from the same area. Look at that. So this is where we initially gapped up. We gapped up and we held this gap until 921. So we gapped up on 718, held up on 921. That gap held for a while, and we had some other gaps in there, you know, that got filled, but this gap held for a long time. And so with this gap, you know, and it's a fairly big gap today, I would say if the market closes above, this is a tough one because I mean, we still have this gap and it's a pretty big gap. But it seems kind of like mechanical low, right? This low is like right at this high. I don't know. It's a tough one to call. Really, I just if it's strong buying, we should get a push up. Yeah, we might come back down and test a little bit of that gap, but we should get a push up today because these buyers are just taking everything that's available. That's what it should be. Third time buyers step up around the 9. Yeah, now let's see if they can get above that 18 where that seller's at. Scoop up the pieces. I'm like, where's my leftover? I need to see some strong buying here. Got a lot of short covering up here last time we were up here. A lot of short absorbing and a lot of profit taking. It's a VWAP day today, James says. Whatever the fuck that means, I have no idea what that means, James. That doesn't help me.
Might be because it held the standard deviation.
I have first standard deviation at 39.10. Is that where you have yours?
Yeah, right now it is.
Okay.
Yeah, as it was coming up, it was on basically on the bottom of those 1 minute candles, like the 08, the 08 half, whatever.
That's coming back to a little bit of support here too. A little short-term buying here. Careful here. This could be some late buyers here. I'll pop. See them get pot committed here. That just looked like short covering. Came right back down to that spot. Watch this 11 quarter here. Here we go. Off. That was above the 200. Damn, it's been a while. Been a while. The Dow's looked really strong lately. Oh, sorry, guys. So I don't have a position on. I closed my position. I'm just not a huge fan of how the market's acting. There'll be opportunity to get back in, I think. Gonna wait a second. This buying just doesn't look real up here. Look how high we are. Look at the breadth on the NYSE. That shit was at like 14 when we opened up. Something. Little pushing and pulling here today. Healthcare weak. Full strength. That's probably where that their 5 points is lacking there. It's nice breath back up to 13 is in healthcare. They can't get their shit together. It's probably going to be a drop fest. A lot of weak hands that are long that are going to liquidate if this thing does come back. Don't want to be involved in that. That's a nice look right there. Let's see if we can establish back above 38.10. Back above 38.10 could give us a little bit of confirmation because that's kind of a look below and fail type of look there. How much longer till C? We still have 15 minutes till C. Seller here selling the 9, the first standard deviation 10, 50, the 20 on the 100 on the daily, the 100 on the daily, not the... Nice. So there's some sellers stuck there now. So let's see if they cover. They cover into this 8. If we see short covering here into this 8, not more selling. And stuck there. Sellers got stuck below. Let's see what they do. 5. Here's the 8. Watch this 8. They can't back and fill down to the 6. Want it to stay above the 8 though. Yeah. Scratch. I wanted to see it stay above the 8 right there because they trapped some sellers on the 6. I wanted to see them start to cover their shorts, but it kind of looks like a little bit of backing and filling. I could be wrong though. Keep going. Qualify here above this. Yeah, I think just be patient. Let this thing establish above 10. Keeps fading down. Like right there, it should have popped. I mean, it does look like sellers are getting stuck down here. I'll be honest. Um, like at this 6, 7. There's been some nice responsive longs off low. But I think they got trapped on 5. I think they got trapped on 6, and I think they got trapped on 7 again. But I don't think they covered. You should have seen them run up, but it just looks like they sold higher. A break of this 11, basically, or a break of that low should trigger some stops on opposite sides. So you could basically really kind of risk manage along here with the B low stop, but it's also like a higher risk trade because the pressure is definitely uh kind of turning. Could be a higher risk, higher reward. I mean, low risk monetarily, but higher risk like percentage or odds wise. Establish above that 8. Sellers are just like they're pot committed down here. I feel like to try to break this low. Establishment there. I didn't catch it on the ES. I did catch it on the Nasdaq though. Yes. Seeing continuation. Just trust that I 50. It wants it. Nasdaq to participate in this little bounce here. Locked in. Nasdaq is not. Morning, Patrick. Morning. Nice. Got 8 points. Is that what that? Scalped back over. What got you out of the trade?
My Dom was jacked up. So I was like, shoot, can't manage my trade. Because I normally submit all my orders on like my first account or whatever, but for some reason it didn't go in on my first account, but my other 3 accounts all had the trade on. So I'm like trying to switch my Dom to like those accounts to like manage it. So it was green and I was just like, get out before I,
DJ, are you a ninja?
No, I'm in
He's on
Sierra.
Okay.
Yeah, I think when I was checking something a while ago and I think I didn't put it back on the right sub account whenever I
Hey, Stacey's having problems with his super dom.
On
It won't center. It's just showing one order and that's where it's centered. Like I can't even see the current price. I just wanted to follow the effing price. I don't care what orders. And I don't see a way to do it.
It's not all it has is one number sitting there and it's idle. It's not doing
Well,
anything.
it's showing the order that's somebody basically, it's one order that's sitting there.
send me a screenshot to the Discord and I'll look at it. Nasdaq trying to pull back to a little bit of support, same as the ES right here at this 10 half level. That was kind of where the buyer stepped in, was at 10 half. At least I like it here.
Okay, it's in your chat.
Where's it at? Oh, okay. Never mind. Well, it's holding this 1050 pretty decently. So you all got the bull move and are done for the month. Should have. Where'd you send it to me? On Slack.
In your Discord chat. I should have sent it to Slack. I didn't even think of Slack.
Cool.
It's a direct chat. I can send it to Discord. That'll be, or Slack. It'll be easier. There you go. It's in Slack.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So it only shows that one number and then it just never moves because of course it's centered based on the orders, but I just want it to center on the current active price. I don't give a crap what orders are there.
Is the data connected?
I think, I mean, data, it's working
So
for all of the other.
On the command center, do you have a green light on the low?
He does. He does.
Oh, you mean on the connection?
Yeah, the connection,
Yeah. The Rhythmic is connected.
Mm.
Not Rhythmic. Your Ninja Trader's connected. Rhythmic is a different program space.
Oh yeah, you have to have like your Rhythmic open and all that stuff too.
Yeah,
Oh, no. All
his
that's
Rhythmic
connected. I
is
mean,
open. His
it's
Rhythmic
working.
is open. Everything looked good when I was trying to help him. But his Super Dom has most people like mine has that gold center wherever for whatever the price is that's current.
And it shows
Doesn't
it
have
when
that.
it's in that range, but it's like the orders that it's seeing are only at 39.12 and 39.1275, 39.1250, 39.1275, and that's it. There's no other orders. And so even when the price moves up and down, those orders stay centered. So it's like
But you
centering
have
just
no
on
other
the,
numbers, right, Stace? That's
right. There's no other
So
numbers,
it's not
just
gonna
on
no other
show-
those two.
numbers. So it
That's
doesn't
the,
show
Do
the
you
other
need level
numbers.
2, Brad?
yeah, that's the data. You'd have to have level 2. You need the market depth.
No, but his isn't. I know you have to have the level 2 to have it show the orders all the way up or all the way down, but his isn't even showing the numbers.
Right.
Well, it shows some of it. I mean, it shows a couple numbers, but just
Well,
not.
it should have. You should have the numbers from the top of the DOM to the bottom of the DOM.
So I'd still have to say, anyway,
He
we'll talk
does.
about this later. We'll talk about this later. No sense doing it on this. But
Yeah, I mean, we can look at it. Yeah, we'll just look at it later. The Ninja Trader is kind of a pain in the ass sometimes.
Well, which I mean, I'm not objected to going to Sierra. That was what was easy, and
Yeah,
Sierra's the way.
I think you're fine on Ninja. It's just like, it's just not like you can't just like Google it and then there's the answer. It's like you have to fuck around with it because they're like user manuals, not like Sierra's.
and the
Sierra-
truth is, I don't really care what the orders are because I'm not going to be doing a whole lot when I'm not on with you guys anyway. So I would be following what you guys are doing. So the chances of me needing to worry about the orders, I just wanted to follow the price so that I can click on a level near where it's at, where I can say, okay, that's the price I want to get in at,
Right.
versus having to, because when I do an order, a direct order, it doesn't add my close and my stop and my close.
He needs to set up ATMs.
Well, I have that set up, but only when I'm doing the super dom. If I do it in a regular order, it doesn't do that, and that's maybe
Yeah.
that's the problem.
You can do it there too. You just have to go over there. You have to pull out you're talking about on the bar chart.
Oh, okay, I have to pick the strategy. Okay,
Yep.
never mind. I can actually do that.
ATM
That's fine.
Strategy on there too.
That's fine. I can do that. I can just pick the strategy in there, so it doesn't matter. Cool.
Like you said, Sierra gave you a headache. No, you just gotta Sierra. Everything was Googleable. And there it goes. Buyers weren't able to get it. Let me fucking flush it down here and see.
Stacy, you should play with Sierra anyway, because on Sierra you can like code all your own stuff like super easy.
Well, that's what I was thinking. I guess we'll see what happens.
Watch the 3908 level here. I know I keep saying this 3908 level, but really 3908, 3810. And this is what I didn't want to happen. I didn't want the market to just like hang out right here because this makes me think there is a seller here. So, but it could just be a short time frame seller. This volume, oh, it's probably more than yesterday. Yesterday wasn't exciting volume. Yeah, it's like 51% more. Yeah, so it is a lot more than yesterday.
These divergences up here aren't making me feel any better about the long side.
There's some bearish divergence here too.
Yeah.
I don't have a position on right now, but I'm not a huge fan of it unless we can stay above this 10, and that's, I mean, it looks like it wants to, but can.
Yeah, I think if we have shorts trapped, I think we'll keep squeezing, even though we have bearish divergence, because that's normally what happens. But with all these other references right here, previous weekly and monthly highs and all that stuff, it's got me wondering if I should be looking for a short up here against like the previous month high or something, or maybe wait for it to break and come back in, something like that.
Yeah, that's what I would do. I want to see that, like, to get short here, like, unless you're getting short off the higher levels, but I'm not. But if for me to get short here, I want to see C below B session, and I want to see that volume because there's just a taper right off of that low. Like, see this low here, last 30 minutes, just tapers right off. You got 86, 4, 4, 6, 13, 2, 2, 4, 5, 6. Like, I want to see some volume down here. And that will help me, you know, target the open, 94.
On the way up, we had 2 responses at the 3,900, so we can see if that acts as support now. Since it was resistance kind of before on the 1 minute. See if there's a bid there.
Yeah, and it's right. Yeah, we're right here at this. Yeah, like psychological 3,900. Yeah, so like, I mean, even you'd like to see. I mean, you kind of like this look as a long here. We pressed down here, couldn't hold it. Now we're back above this volume. Resistance there, the 100 SMA, 9, low volume, half back. You don't like it back below here, below. Yep, this is an ugly look. Pops above. So there's kind of 2 situations here. It can't hold below this chunk of volume, and then the market goes up. It gets below here, breaks, retests, and then holds this volume below that it's going to put in if it goes back down there, and that's your short there. So if you're looking for a long here, you're trying to get filled as close as you can to the 04, and your stop is that below. If you're looking for a short, you'd want to catch it on a bounce and move a volume down. This thing holding is good for downside. Starting to see a little fade here. Tick, still not below 0, but trying. Still not closing below 0. I mean, it did have 1 close, but can't even really count that. There's our break below. This should act as a wall here. Variable line. If it doesn't act as a wall, right, and they filled this in here, these sellers, their first time it acts as a wall, it should just keep acting as a wall. A break above this is no good. You'd be like, well, flat. The only reason Sierra doesn't give me a headache is because you can just Google every answer. Like, they're all there. It just takes time to like research it. It's not just like click on it and it does what you want it to do. It just, but somebody like their programmers, the people that made it, are like, oh, I can fix that code, and then boom, it's fixed.
Yeah, I heard it was like a dad and his son from like New Zealand or something that had started it.
Really?
Yeah, it seemed like a pretty cool story. I meant to look it up.
Nice little wall action there. See if this volume keeps moving down. The target for these sellers is the open for sure. But I do want you to notice the tempo in C period compared to A period and compared to B period. I know there's less volume here because we're later in the day, but like just feel the tempo of the market making lower lows, just like, you know, it's like trudging through the mud here to make a lower low. And then it pops that wall. That's kind of like what you want to feel in some of your trades is like, you know, if you're in the short and you're like, ah, this thing is just, it's got nothing, got no gas yet. Like, I don't want to sit through a rotation. There's nothing wrong with just, betting it. No point to waste time on it. Back down to the low. A little short covering there. We're right at this 3,900 level. Seller's target that open. They're getting that tick here below 0. I'm just not seeing any like strong selling moving down. Like we're getting some volume, but really just kind of like no. Oops, there goes. There's no real like selling. Just kind of was just like buying shut off completely. See if they can get that open. Mechanical buying on the open, the half back. Watch this 3,900. A reference for shorts here now. They can't back and fill this area and they give up that wall again, that 3,903, we should come right back to this 8, 10 level. I mean, really should come back all the way to the 15, I think. Decent buying there. You're not really seeing any aggression here. This is just kind of like a two-way trade down in this level, which kind of makes me give a little suspect to sellers. Like they're just kind of weak down here. They should be moving down, selling, yet they're not. So but we assume that they're weak or just not non-aggressive. And kind of shove your elbows around, bully your way up, Not that we're seeing aggressive buyers, it's just that we're just not seeing sellers. Like selling shut off there. Little buying shut off, selling shut off. Oh, back above. There's some offering here actually going on, but it's just not. It's getting met basically. Buyers are kind of stepping up right here. That's what it looks like to me, at least.
Yeah, we kind of got Brad prints right here on the 1 minute. Like a little supply from
Oh,
that
on the 1
previous
minute?
flush. Yeah, right there. Yeah, that would have been my take profit.
39.10.
I probably would have played 7.5 just to be safe. Sometimes those boxes hold, especially with the exhaustion look that it's given.
I think we're going up to 15 here.
Yeah, the top of this would be like 10.5. We can take that previous little chop zone that we put in up there, then that should give us some stops to the upside.
You just need some buyers here. That's it. They just need these buyers right here. There's this 757 level. So this is gonna be the flip zone here. We had a flip zone at 8. Now we're moving it down a tick. Previous period, if you guys remember that. Let it establish above the 7.5, so you get long. So we get, and below that you don't want to be long. I mean, I guess there's responsive longs down there, but just immediately at this area. Like if you're right below 7, it's better just to wait until it gets above. Seven half. If the net plays. Check your data preferences, tools, options, market data, preferred connection. JB says that. That might be copy and paste for you. Thanks, JB. I don't know why. So we're filling it in here. Buyers are. The sellers are stuck, I think, still at the 750.
We're just having to chew through these trap longs that were on like the 12 area.
Yeah, exactly. I was just about to say that. Yeah, that's a good eye. Yeah, I think the same. I think it's just people taking profit early because they're pussy. Get that ass up there. Go. Everyone just doesn't want to enjoy a rally. They want to take profit early. What's going on here?
Got a trend line off the top of these 1 minutes here. We're up against coming up against.
The NASDAQ pops this top. Watching it side by side here. If it pops this top, this thing's green. Green to green.
Let them all short. Give us more fuel.
Yeah, exactly. Like, go ahead. Fucking sell it if you want to. I mean, we're not asking for much, just the 15. That's, a couple more points, buddy. Let's just take us up there. Then you can fight over that poor high again, and then, you know. That's not a great look on this high right here. That little pop right there, the volume that came through is just kind of shitty. Market. Backs going here. Nasdaq's kind of stalling out there. See, let's get this market. Remember 38.15 from, or 30, yeah, it was 38.15 yesterday. 39.15. Maybe they like the 15s here.
Would you trust a breakout trade over this B high?
I like a breakout trade today, yeah. I'd like to see a nice stronger breath here. And I'd like to see this healthcare go down. Oh, that's a scary. I don't know if you get an impulse, a nice impulse that breaks from like. It's gonna break from this 17.5. That's a nice break. That should take you to 20. Yeah, so we should get a nice break here from this 17.5, and if it should take us to 23 right away, that gives me a little bit more confidence in the long.
I'm
People
gonna say this
mechanical side.
previous week high or whatever was what, 29, 28?
Previous week's high. Let me see. This week's.
I don't want to be longing right into a bunch of selling or profit taking.
Just close your eyes and buy, TJ. That previous week's high, RTH high was 39.24 quarter. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. Like 23, you could be a good spot to impulse right up to, because that's where sellers are probably at, up above there. But if it holds the impulse, those sellers will come off it.
Yeah.
Fucking Thinkorswim needs to get their shit together. They're running their data slow as fuck. If they start charging for data, I'm gonna be so just not gonna go anywhere. But I am gonna bitch about it. Nasdaq's going. Watch the 1750 here. Just right to the 23 here. So there's that first touch of 1750. Should get a flush here. No flush, no trade. Well, no flush. Well, I'm long right now, 1775. But no flush up, then you flatten quick. Breakout trade here.
You took a long at 1775?
Yeah, no, pussy.
Where'd you put your stop at?
My stop is right now is just my finger. I'm gonna flatten it right away if it doesn't go fast. It doesn't go up right away. Yeah.
When the speaker come on? You know,
Oh,
your speaker.
I think it's at 11. That's a good call. Let me see.
Trying to think.
Oh, what are you investing? Parker's on. I don't know. We're looking for Mester's not till 12:30. The Macklem, the Bank of Canada governor, is going to speak in 55 minutes. That could be interesting. See if they start to slow on rates too. They already started slowing before we did.
Yeah, it's kind of a big deal in Canada because there's something like 80% mortgages have adjustable rates there or something, some weird thing where banks push the shit out of those.
Well, unable to hold that 1775 there. Or 17, well, really 1750. No, like flush up above it. So that's how you top tick the market right there. I just showed you. Like, oh, you want to buy the top? Let me show you how.
These algorithms go crazy off these poor highs. Or
Right,
a lot
well-
of people are short, and then it just bounces down and then could come back up here. But
Right. And like, so you're thinking like, you get in a trade, you sit through it, comes back up. You're like, oh, not a big deal. Like, I closed the trade at 17 flat right there. A little short. I took my eyes off the screen to open up that stupidinvesting.com shit, but just 3 ticks, right? Like, that's not a big deal. Like, you can't base your whole day like, oh, I'm gonna get long this 1775 and fucking hold this bitch because it's going up, and it might go up, but how much heat are you wanting to take? If you just cut it at 3 ticks, well, when it comes back up to 1750, just reevaluate and take the same trade. It's just 3 ticks, right? Or it's
Yeah.
just a point. Like, it's not that big of a deal. And losing is gonna happen, and if you can't get comfortable with it, you're just, this is just not the game for you to play because you just can't win every game. It's like fucking like basketball. There's no perfect seasons. Or baseball even. Jesus. There'll never be a perfect season in baseball. Has there ever been? Where's my dad at?
No, there's no way. That's
Yeah.
too many games.
Exactly, yeah. And that's like trading, right? Trading's, you could say you got 220 games a year because that's how many days the market trades. So you got 220 games, you're not going to hit a perfect record. Here we go, 1750. Let's qualify it again, if we can. Last time we qualified it as a long, and I'm still looking to do the same thing. Buyers are kind of weak here. Okay, getting some upticks. Okay, I like it. I like it. And we should get this pop straight to 23. Come on. Right back to the... Some buyers stuck on the high here. There we go. Push right back down. Okay, so it impulsed to 2175. Not perfect. I want to see it get higher. Stops at 19. Free trade. Actually, a guaranteed winner. Big profit at the 23. 25's got a lot of volume too, but my stop's just sitting at 19 now. One lot left. Let it ride. Let it ride. Like Elsa here. Let it snow. Can't hold on to anymore. Let it go. I don't fucking close.
Maya would know.
Yeah, she would. Dad, you gotta FaceTime with Maya and ask her to do the moonwalk. She is getting good.
I'll do that. I'll do that later today then.
Yeah. Yeah, they'll just be home chilling this afternoon. Like,
Yeah, we text. Her and I text back and forth.
Yeah, I heard. I told Margaret's sister I'm gonna start charging her 10 cents a text.
To Maya?
No, for her.
Oh.
Oh, this 19th holding like a champion. Oh, it's gonna get taken, it looks like. Huh. Sellers are getting kind of stuck. Oh, it's gonna back. Oh. That's a good trade though. Not the greatest. That poor high look is just, with tapering too. Ugh, disgusting looking.
Ugh.
I still like the market here though. I mean, this is just right back to our entry, 1750.
Two poor highs back to back. At this top up here though. Interesting look.
Yeah, we're going up. I think. Especially if it can't get accepted lower. This would be 3 TPOs here. If it doesn't get accepted back into A period could give us a little bit more balance, so then that could really kind of change the thesis here, but if it can't get accepted back down here into A period, that would tell us that value is moving higher. This is liquidation here, not selling. We wouldn't have this if there was selling. Watch how it acts inside this A period. That's gonna be kind of the key here and might give us a spot to get long here. Be nice if we get a little dip to 10, catch a little 10 ski there. Yeah, we're fucking going. Come on back to 10 real quick, buddy. We'll be there for you.
I'm thinking if we can't establish over this 24 or whatever, then we might get a bigger rotation down.
Yeah, yeah. I think of the 25. If it can't take out all those offers on the 25, then yeah, I would agree. This thing's looking kind of weak up here.
Oh, is there a bunch of offers on the 25?
Don't get stuck on the long mindset. That's a good point. But there's nothing telling me that I'm on the wrong side yet, though. I'm still long biased, but I'm cautious of the shorts. You see where all this volume's at, the 8 to 10 level, right? This is what we didn't want to happen. We wanted to just catch a nice fucking runner. That's why I closed along. Because I don't want to sit through rotations like this, you know? I wanted to go, but... Yeah, no, I know. I just want to make it a point, like, just because you're not long bias doesn't mean you have to be short bias. It's okay to be neutral. Where's Jared? So look at that. We're starting to trap some sellers here. I got trapped on the 15. Trap some more here. A little flusharooski there.
Jeez.
The old trapperooski. That's what that was. Let's see.
Somebody hit market sell 700 lots.
Yeah, someone accidentally leaned on their keyboard right there. All right, Zoe, have a good day. That's right at the 15. So just watch watch like the 16.5 level. Yeah, right here. Right here. I gotta get this line out of the way. It's bothering me. You don't need it. 16.5. Watch this 16.5. A little bit of selling underneath of it. Buyers have been getting stuck on the 15. They got a flush. Everyone's trying to lure this market just a little bit lower here. This is a little trap. But sellers are getting a little bit confident. That could be a good trap, yeah. Would you look at that? What's that from? Doing it again, right on the 1650. Buyers getting stuck right on that 17 here, but see if they can keep lifting this bad boy up. 1750. They had to get back above 1875 on this move up here. Go to 1650. And this is the moment. So if you're let's say you're along 1650, right? Right there before it popped back up to the 1650 was the moment. Like you're either gonna flatten or you're gonna you know play, right? Because this is what happens. Boom, the market moves down. And if so now maybe you're stuck, right? Especially if if you have a stop but it's not right there because you're going to be using the flatten. That's that moment. You don't want to sit through the heat. Maybe it comes back above 1650 and you feel good about yourself. It's not a good trade. It was a shit entrance, kind of like right in the middle of a range, and was gonna be a scalp that maybe turns into a runner off of like tight risk management, but then you held it and now you're stuck short. We're stuck in a long from 1650. You know what I mean? Like that's the reason like I always have tried to shy away from scalps because it's not just it's not as easy as I'll just flatten if it gets low. It's not that easy, especially when you're watching it. And so if you've not scalped before, should practice pullback buying first, I think, then before you try to go for those scalps, because those scalps really are what what they're called. You've got to be in, you've got to be out, or else you're gonna pay the price. UP's 38.72. We're covering below the 50. There's that pullback to the 10 we were looking for. Sustainment would be up above 1650. So here with this volume being so tight, we can get a little bit of information here too. With the volume being so tight like this and in a tight range, if we see this volume shift down quick and price stays below it, oof, we got to get out of that trade quick, right? Because it's coming back down. If we see volume shift and then immediately price bounces up, we're golden here. Or if price just goes up and gets up above, that looks good too. $16.50 it has to get above though. Or else you got to just cut it, just call it.
Just don't trust this upside right here. That's what sucks sometimes about like using indicators like RSI and different stuff. It's like you don't know if you can trust it really, because like if it was this week, it should roll over, or if it's all just short covering, then that's why it's doing that. So you know you have to like wait and see.
And they're lagging too.
They are.
It's definitely, I mean, if we're going up, then that just means that this is all short covering from people that are trapped from this huge move up.
This thing's about as P-shaped as E-shaped gets. Maybe a drop to 650 if they get any more downside below this 10. But I think this thing's going up. Seeing the volume kind of hold overhead, right? So like the point of control is growing because it was 17, now it's 18. And we're kind of just getting smacked against it, smacked against it, smacked against it. So like what's happening here, right? We had a wall here at the 9. We had another wall here at the 3. And we're just smacked against it, smacked against it, smacked against it. D period came down and held this wall as support right off the 100 daily. I mean, this thing just, it wants to go up, right? There's short covering in here for sure, but this thing's trying to go up. So if it doesn't go up, and like that's what TJ is saying, like some of the indicators are showing that it's a bearish divergence going on in the market. If it doesn't go up, that is sometimes just as telling as if the market does go up, right? What doesn't happen is often a decent indicator. And that kind of lets you know, like, hey, if the market's not doing, if you like whatever indicator you're using, say you're using the RSI or what's the other one, MACD, and they're not agreeing with the market, well, you just know they're not working that day. So just ignore them. It's like the CVD, the cumulative volume delta on the ES is just such a fucking worthless pile of shit that you just can't use it because it just never agrees with the market. So you're just constantly like fighting your brain because you're like, why is this thing so bad? Back above 1650 here. Apple's at 142, almost 143, up 5%. AMD's up 11%. Amazon's up 13%, almost at 100. Nvidia's up 10%. Fuck, that would have been a good one. I should have done it. Microsoft up 6, Meta up 6, Google up 7. I mean, the breath is finally picked up off the lows here. 9.4, back almost, it's open, it was around 13. It's getting above
Bitcoin up
600.
10%. ETH up
Bitcoin's up
20%.
10%. ETH is up 20%. Everybody that had money on FTX is fucked. Oh, throw some bad news in there. Right? Throw in a bunch of good news. They should just fucking put that guy and stone his ass. Let all the people's money that he lost just fucking throw a rock at his ass. Like, you fucking fuck.
Yeah, it turns out he was doing all kinds of shitty shit.
Yeah, no shit. You don't just become a billionaire in like a couple of days from not doing sneaky shit. That's real selling right there.
Because I feel like they should have took it right there.
Yeah, that was real selling. It seemed like might have been a last little profit take or something, but that was some stronger selling. Let's see if these buyers can get it back up, but until we break 19, I don't like the long. I want to see 19 until we get a long again.
200% more volume in this 1 minute candle.
What a perfect chess move that Binance did. I mean, put out some tweets and pulled out $500 million and then bought it. Oh, now he's not buying it though.
Yeah, because he doesn't want to. Because he's going to be responsible for paying all the fucking, all the shit.
People, yeah, you paid.
Like he's gonna.
But he was
Or
in.
Binance would be responsible. They'd have to pay for everything, all the people's money. He's like, shit. And he's not gonna be able to get an insurance policy proactive that's gonna be or retroactive that's gonna be able to capture that. So
No, but if he buys it in bankruptcy court, he won't be responsible for the debt. He's probably what he'll do.
that company's not going bankrupt. Somebody else will buy it. And he'll sell it because he doesn't give a fuck.
No, he's got hundreds of millions.
Yeah. Not my money.
It turns out he was strong arming companies he was buying and, like mafia type shit.
The American way.
Yeah. He got the money.
All right, watch this. Above 1950. That means that selling was weak as a mother. But it did look strong, but it's getting soaked in. Oh, if we hold 1650 again, we're golden here. Golden. It. 1650. 1575 is the number on my DOM. I like, but 50.
When it builds out like this and looks this weak, and then we get over it, a lot of times those singles end up holding for a while.
Like you're talking about like if D period held some singles up here.
Yeah, like we could end up having singles that start at like the 23, 24 area. Basically at this poor high.
Yeah.
And when it builds out this long and it looks this weak, if it gets above it, because you had so many people shorting, you end up having singles that hold for several periods of the rest of the day.
Much longer do we? Still got like 12 minutes. I'll be right back. Oh. What have we got going on here? 8 minutes until E period. Fed's Daily said they would rather move a little too high on rates than not high enough. It's just a fucking trying to rain on my parade. Don't even with us, alright? We're not in the fucking mood. Just make some single prints and just keep going up. Since it's a VWAP day, James, and this is the first standard deviation, where's the fucking second one? 39.66 could be the target to the upside here. That would be a VWAP day. At our top of trend basically kind of sitting right at 39.50. So that makes sense. Oh, not that VWAP. VWAP. Tell me what's the next deviation. The next deviation up is probably going to be the target if these are buyers of VWAP. Market profile software do I use? This is Sierra charts. One second, guys. Yeah. Did banish. What is the moving average? It's the 50 on the 1 minute chart, that one. The 100 DMA is 100 daily moving average. What is this moving average? Where's the second? 41. 28, 25, and 41 are cash deviations. Are you going back out? Oh. I need my prescription at CVS.
I mean, I'm taking.
Okay. Get on the way to get mine.
Were you gonna come to?
Yeah, I'll go with you. I can get him even. If you're gonna lay down and go to sleep.
I won't sleep now.
Yeah, but that's not until 2. I'll see if you're awake, and then if not, I'll just let you. Yeah. All right. Buyer's still stepping up here. We got 4 minutes until E period opens. You're kind of seeing the volume just get stopped here at this 22. See that where it's like 3,000 and then boom, 600. Seeing like volume for some reason getting kind of absorbed right here. So you wonder, is smart money holding an offer, trying to fill as much as they can below this 22? Okay. Well, this 2250 is a deviation of my VWAP, and it seems pretty important. That was a nice impulse of buyers there, but we didn't really get any stuck shorts because they remember D period moved down first. So back on the way up, we didn't really get any stuck shorts, which kind of makes you suspicious of the upside right here. And if it doesn't, I want to see the market get above 22 now. I get another go with look. It's finally climbing back above 0 here, so maybe some buyers are starting to show back up to work here. Doesn't this have? Here we go above 22. Getting some nice volume. 1 minute until E period opens up. E period not making a poor high would be a nice indication of some continuation. Looks on mouse. Indicators on this thing. E period's opening up. Tick value. E period opens up. So watch for this continuation above this D high. If these single prints can't fill, you already know. You already know. I'm hearing some ka-chinging. I like it. The buyer here on the 25. Nice. Rocket Man. Yeah, no problem. Google Sheets.
Let's go. I'm just gonna say that single print at 23, spot on. Just saying.
Yeah, that's perfect. Now we have to kind of decide where this target is. Daily. I mean, we got to get the volume above this 39.22, which is basically what we're doing now. We need to see a nice little squeeze. 40.25. I mean, that's too far.
Yeah, the top of my balance right here is 39.39.
Oh, I don't have the. Mine is 28. 39.28.
I got one lot left. This is where I'm like, should I just put my stop at 22 and let it ride? Below this single print.
I mean, we're getting volume here. And even if it is coming in on the offer side or on the bid side, excuse me, not moving the market down at all. So and we finally got more trap shorts down here at the 25, because we knew that's where all the volume was at, and it's above that. So it might even be that might be the kind of the high balance they're looking at is at 25, not 28. Would you say yours is 39?
Yeah, just like roughly. That's the one I've had on here for a few months. I think I got it from like a 3-day balance zone a while back or something.
Okay. Yours is 25, 25, Tommy? Yeah, so it's all right here. And there's a, right up there near that 39 too, there's a point of control from, is this, let's tell, because this thing's worthless. Oh my. The 21st of September. It's from.
This is one of those interesting spots where it's like my last lot's entry is 25 half. So like if I put my stop at break even, I'd probably get got
Yeah.
versus like keeping it at below the E open. But then it's like, do you really want to give back 3 points?
Well, just watch it at, so when it comes down to this 26 level, 26, 25 level in this weak volume, it should pop right up. If it doesn't, and it kind of just like trickles up, then flatten it and just take profit. But if it pops up, then you know you've got a little bit of support, and so watch it to see if sellers meet it. If you keep getting these little upticks versus downticks, then you can keep holding it with your stop. Obviously, I mean, like you're saying, like right there. This out of the way, but that's how I would do that position. So it'll
Like
be
she's
like
come
when
up.
it gets back to break even, you just got to use your judgment and either flatten it. But yeah, your stop, and like you're saying, I think it's the right stop is below those singles. Because you've got trap sellers on the 25, so their target down here is really just that 25 even. So you'd be getting back ticked there if your stop was on break even.
Right. These 1 minute candles needs to squeeze up and take the high. Then we get a little distance between these shorts get scared. Squeeze. Go. Get out the way. It's a lot of lots right here with just that small amount on the top.
40-21, the 20 on the monthly. Is that the 20, James?
Run it.
Unable to, it's close here. They're gonna trap shorts or not. Trapping shorts would be nice. Doesn't necessarily need to happen.
If we can pop
Well,
right
got him,
here.
got him, got him. Yep.
Nice.
They're trapped. Trapped right here on the 31. Can hold. I don't really want to see the market below 30 here.
Yeah.
124 contracts on the top tick. So there's an order there too, so they weren't able to fill it. Buyers trying here.
I'm gonna close 2 of my accounts out and run the other 2.
Like you passed the challenges?
No, like I have 4 accounts that were on copy trade. So I turned copy trade off, took profit on 2 accounts, and I'm letting the other 2 run.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Two of them I have multipliers on as well. So I had taken the multiplied lots off and just I'm leaving one on them. Leaving one runner.
It is. You're targeting that 38 area. 38 to 43. I don't even have any zones marked. We haven't been up here in so long. I haven't marked any position area. Kind of normal, like let them.
Bro,
Kind of like let them settle
great
up.
trade. Great trade. Ten in 2 accounts, 20 in one, and 30 in the other.
Say that again.
So I got 10 lots in 2 accounts, 20 in one account, and 30 in the other. Points. I think it's a
nice.
lot. Might call it right here.
Even mile. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, thanks for coming. Yeah, late rally night. I mean, it wasn't really late. It was setting up all day, but just finally happening in E period. Crazy spades. I do trade the Nasdaq. Yeah, I do. Mostly like 1 or 2 lot trades on the Nasdaq. I don't get carried away on the Nasdaq, and on the Nasdaq, I'm trying to catch a fucking. I'm trying to catch I'm trying to be the last fill on level before moving direction. That's what I'm trying to be. Profit or move my stop into profit like almost instantaneously. But not automatically because I cannot fucking stand automatic trail, but still holding this trend up here. $39.70. Yeah, that makes sense to me. I'm looking for $39.64. Coming back down to these sellers here, that might be at the buying there. Okay. Popped right out of that level there, didn't they? Oh, Nasdaq looks like Nice. Nasdaq's popping. CFTC.
I closed my last one when we came back inside the 31.
Nasdaq didn't sustain it. Little break of trend, but more of a time break of trend.
Right. Yeah, if it breaks the low of that previous 1 minute candle, then it'll get a flush probably.
There you go. Some liquidation there. That's where those sellers were trapped at, right at this 25. Let's see if they get trapped again.
It'd be nice to see a response to the D high for that single to hold.
If the Nasdaq wants to pop one more time.
One perspective to keep is if we get back in below this 24, that'll be a look above and fail on a weekly.
Yeah, and this could be excess. Good excess.
Yep.
But I'm just feeling that. And the rest of them. 22, maybe a back. Close those singles, sure up the structure.
And it's been a while since I've had a long trade. I've been doing scalps for the last bit.
Yeah, and then eventually they turn into these. Like we
Sounds
talked
good.
about that. Awesome. Yeah, that's like all that hard work just fucking paying off right there. That's what you should be feeling, because that's what it takes.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, I knew on this setup if but normally the singles hold for a little bit, so I was trying not to be a wimp and just sell as soon as it starts going up.
Well, and that's because of how much screen time you've been putting in, because you've seen this move before.
Yeah.
You know, so that's really cool, and probably a really good, like, I mean, probably definitely is a really good feeling. Nice, Nasdaq's popping. And here. What's covering right there? I think it just looks good for liftoff. Is it really 37? Yeah, we'll have 57 actually. Top tick, but so any move up, any move up from here that doesn't take the top tick is considered very weak, because that's like a developing high. Those kind of double digit trades on the very top that's kind of telling you that buyers aren't being as aggressive there up at that high. So if this thing pops up and we don't get that top tick, probably fadeable against it. Definitely against a trend, and that's why I said fadeable against it, but definitely going against the odds. Fed's Daily said the average real wages are declining in the US, no evidence of wage price spiral, and our balance sheet is on track and market are operating well. I forgot that she's only supposed to say negative. Sellers look like they're getting stuck right here. 29 quarter. See. So needs to take the 32.75 here. That's pretty weak. Sellers got trapped again there. Is there a hurricane going on right now?
A hurricane?
A hurricane?
My bad. I suck at saying that. But like where at in Florida?
Yeah, in Florida, I think. Let's see.
Andrew and Austin said that it was hitting the coast, but it was just like heavy rain where they're at.
Oh, okay. Sean Payton said, I have a chance to be a free agent, and he has a chance to be a free agent, talking about Lamar Jackson.
You finished?
I wonder if
You
Sean
took your
Payton
trash
would come back and coach again. And if he got Lamar Jackson as quarterback, that might be. They're just holding this 29.50 so far. Not really aggressive selling though. You're not seeing. There's just stops lined up. At 50. All the way to, yeah. Basically all the way to 50. First gone. Okay, 32, they got him. 32. You shouldn't. Sellers are giving it the old college try here. They still haven't touched 32 yet. Oh, we got a runner here, boys.
You see the news about Tom Brady?
No, what about it?
Well, he got lost a lot of money in the divorce, but he just about got wiped out with the FTX deal. I guess he was an ambassador for them and had huge stake. In fact, when he first got the FTX, it made him almost a billionaire, but then it's dropped 94%. And I guess he's really hurting now. So he's gonna wipe him out.
He's full of shit. He should be getting alimony. Giselle was worth more money than he was.
Apparently, she had better lawyers. Yeah, but that happened to a buddy of mine that is got divorced, and his ex married a bazillionaire, and he ended up paying her alimony for the next like 10 years, even though she was, had jet money, owned part of the Vikings.
That's what should happen.
No, he was paying her though.
Yeah, but he was
She
the
had the money.
billionaire, right?
No, they were just normal, and then she married a billionaire after she divorced him, and he
Oh.
still had to pay her alimony for it, which is just shit.
Oh yeah, that is. Nice. Yep. As long as dude just held like in here. Let it run. There's some trap selling here on this 30. Yeah, basically right on the 32. Oh, that you could have short covering above that. Doesn't the World Cup start this week?
Yeah.
What day?
I think so it's the 10th today. Exactly a week from today. I think it starts the 17th if I'm not mistaken, or the 22nd.
America plays England first.
Well, that's tight. I think Argentina's
guess.
gonna take this one.
If America beats England, that is just embarrassing. That's how you know the ending. Our team is just not that great. Even though we're supposed to be like the most diverse country in the world. English people are just like born with a soccer ball.
Well, I grew up in Costa Rica, so I grew up with the only sport I grew up with was soccer only.
Did you guys call it soccer there?
No, football.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember when I came to the US and I'm like, yeah, let's play football. And they would bring out an actual football, and I'm like, that wasn't what I was talking about.
At least you beat England and everything else.
Oh, I thought it's against England, Tommy. Are you sure? I saw like a USA England showdown with this fucking Wales warm up.
Hey, Brad, do you think we're gonna test any of these two single prints under us or no?
There's a liquidation here that'd probably take you back down to like.
All right, yeah,
I'm just
that'd
not
be
seeing
nice.
any selling really. I'm not seeing. The liquidation is. There's a little bit of it right there.
Yeah, take me out. Come on, give me my 5 points. Get me out.
Oh, England versus USA the 25th. Okay. Well, first game does. England, Wales.
Yes. Just caught a little short off the top of E.
Nice. Dude, if the Cowboys start resting Zeke just because they've been dominating with Tony Pollard and then get to the playoffs, people are going to be too tired to handle and rested Zeke Elliott. How is volume? How is the volume value area identified in your chart? Oh, it's by these green ticks. So here's value area high on the volume. Value. Two p.m. news. Time perfect timing. We already know the Cowboys are going to the Super Bowl this year. I just didn't get to dream about. We're getting some selling up here though.
You been to their new stadium? Did you go by that? Drove across country?
The Cowboys new stadium?
Yeah, their new stadium. Well, it's not so new now.
Yeah,
Newish
I've been.
stadium.
Yeah, I've been to it a few times actually.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
When I was living in Texas, so we would go like pretty much every year on Thanksgiving. Because my grandpa lives like an hour from the stadium. Go over there and get a deep fried turkey and then go to the game.
And even if you get cheap tickets where you just kind of stand there, it's still cool. Like you still see everything. And
Yeah, no matter where you sit in there, you're good. Especially that screen. It's nice because it's actually nice sitting second level. Because my wife and I sat second level when we went, and you watch the play down on the field, and then you get to watch like the replay on this nice ass TV that's also in the room with you. It's like having two screens, really. Pretty
Yeah,
cool.
even the side ones. Yeah. They keep
Get to see all the action. Nice.
Yeah. It was cool when they built it. I don't know if you were there when they built it, but they demolitioned the old one for some movie, whatever. But I got to watch that. That was kind of cool.
Yeah, I remember that. I've been to the old one too. Before they built this, because this new one was the first $1 billion stadium.
I remember that. I remember them saying that he had to pay like $75,000 a day in interest. So he's always got, I got to fill it up. I got to.
Yeah, and he does. That shit's always having events. My Uncle Stacy doesn't live far from there now. I don't think.
It's kind of a cool area too. I like the whole area.
Yeah, the amusement park's right there. There's a lot of shit to do there.
And we're going to Wet and Wild. That's cool.
Yeah, that place is cool. We went to one. I want to say when
That
I
means
was
it's
in
been there
recruiting school. You said what?
He said that means that thing's been there for like 30 plus years or something. It's been there a while. Because a teenager lives there.
The stadium?
No, Wet and Wild and
Oh yeah, it's still there. Yeah.
we always had they had like senior day. Seems like it's kind of cool.
Not really seeing much here except liquidation. Not really a ton of selling. I'd like it if it came back down to that 39.22 level. Found some excuse me, found some buyers up there. Kind of eating that up. They didn't fill that gap in all the way there. Kind of see some we kind of see some selling in here. We're kind of getting our first little break lower here as well. You can see the breath cooling here a little bit. on both, right? We're down to 7. Nasdaq's down to 9. Dropping below 0 here. Nasdaq's actually not pulling back as hard, really. But it is still making some lower highs. It's just coiling pretty tight, Nasdaq is. If Nasdaq breaks up, we should be good for a continuation. All right, guys. Well, it's getting to about that time. As far as the rest of the day goes, really kind of see we're breaking this uptrend here. Now we're kind of making lower highs. We made kind of 3 in a row here. A tighter one on this last one. We'll really want to see a break above 26 half level and stay above it. If not, watch that 22 level the way down. I want to see it stay above down. That D high or D low, excuse me, is pretty mechanical right off the C half back, right off the point of control. That might be the target there to kind of clean that up, and that could get cleaned up. Markets could still continue higher as well. So definitely want to be careful here, especially with the breath cooling off here a bit and the market looking pretty heavy and looking like we got some selling here. But yeah, other than that, you guys have a day. Make sure that you are managing risk and sticking to your trade plan. I will catch you guys later.